Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GDQ Hotfix. My name is Prosentia, and I am here with the Hotfix Grudge Match, essentially the show where we bring two people on to perform a blind race. What does that mean? Well, these players know each other, but they do not know the game. They have not played the game before. They are getting some new experience with it. And because of that, we will see plenty of deaths, but also plenty of knowledge as these two do their best to learn how to play through these games. Now, before that, I want you to know we're looking for some new hotfix shows and showrunners. If you didn't notice, we usually start at 7 p.m. Eastern, but tonight we're starting at 10. Why? Because we need some new shows. If you are curious about that, go to GamesDoneQuick/Hotfix to submit your ideas, or heck, use !Hotfix in Twitch chat. These shows, by the way, include bi-weekly shows, limited show runs like the Ocarina Improv, and one-day events. Submissions made before June 13th will be considered for these open show slots, so get those ideas in. Also, if you didn't know, Frame Fatales is Game Done Quick's all-women online speedrunning community. The upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will run from August 13th through the 20th. If you'd like to volunteer, applications are open until June 17th. Head over to GamesDoneQuick.com/FrameFatales for more information. Well, I am very excited about these two. We have some beautiful birds. Oh my gosh. Okay, today apparently is bird/Bubsy. We've got these two people who have played a couple times against each other on Grudge Match so far, and they're here again, ready to duke it out. First off, Sharfers on the left here. Hello, Sharfers.
Hello. Hi.
Hey. So, I know that people know you as the Barbie speedrunner, which honestly I think is a fantastic title. I used to have Barbie NES World Record.
You did?
Yeah. So I have to ask you, what games are you playing these days that you are particularly liking?
I haven't been playing a ton of games recently. I've been busy with work, so I haven't been able to stream recently. But I always have a visual novel that I treat it as like reading. Okay. But I did restart my Fire Emblem Engage playthrough. I played an hour of it, like when it first came out, and then I had to drop it for reasons. So now we're back. So Fire Emblem.
Gotcha. Meanwhile, I believe that you're repping the West Coast birds here. Is that right?
That is correct. I live on the West Coast.
Yeah, so all of the birds that you're seeing there, they're not actually Sharfers, believe it or not. They are just birds at the bird feeder, which is fantastic. On the other side here, we've got Corn Dan repping the East Coast birds. How you doing, Corn Dan?
Well, they liked my birds so much on Sunday, we had to bring them back.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's going to be great. Corn Dan is a show host for a show over on my channel called Don't Make Us Bored, and he also does a lot of organization for Cuso Grande, which is a blind racing tournament. In fact, that's how I met Corn Dan, through races, and essentially Corn Dan stepping in when we needed an emergency replacement. So you've been around for ages, and it's just great to have you. What have you been playing?
Well, I also haven't been playing a whole lot, also kind of because of work and everything.
Work?
But I've been playing a lot of... yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. That's kind of been what's been going on for me.
Yeah.
Right? And, I've put in a lot of time. I don't know, 50 or 60 hours so far. And I don't think I've done really like any of the main quests at all.
That's great. Also,
have I spent most of my time with fusing bomb barrels to my my shield? Maybe.
I mean,
but
that's
just
good.
How it goes.
Yeah. Also, finally, we have a question from chat. Why does Bubsy keep dying? Wait, what is this? We've got Bubsy in Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Why did he keep dying on the casino screen?
Well, so imagine if you took Sonic 2 and put in all of the Bubsy physics in it, right? Because in Bubsy, if you fall too far, you die, right? And so the dev for this put that in.
Yes,
for reasons.
Now, the experience that these
reasons.
two players have, they have both beaten Sonic 2 and they have both played some Bubsy, but neither of them are experts in these games. So because of that, we felt it's probably a decent test of their skill to put them up against each other to see who is the best at adapting to Sonic 2 using Bubsy physics. So are you both ready to begin?
Sure.
Sure.
Then we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Empereld Hill Zone.
Indeed. So
I do appreciate that they did resort to the Bubsy puns.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
yeah, like this is a mod that was made to not to Bubsy, to Sonic 2.
Okay.
In essence, taking the character from Bubsy, the titular character, Bubsy himself, and putting him into Sonic 2. What does that mean? Well, first, you can't roll up into a ball. Second, Bubsy, unfortunately, rings do not help Bubsy. And because of that, everything will kill Bubsy in one hit if he does not have a shield.
Oh my goodness.
And what else? What other things are elements of Bubsy that you are expecting
Well, so
here?
you do get the glide for Bubsy, right, which is nice.
Okay.
So some elements, like when compared to Sonic, some elements of movement and everything do feel better as Bubsy. And then you fall and die.
Yeah. Bubsy is notoriously difficult, not necessarily because it's got difficult maps per se, but because Bubsy dies to literally everything. And fall height is one of those things that you're going to see over and over just being an unexpected way to die. In addition, it sort of suffers from the fact that when you're playing Bubsy, there are very few ways to actually get iframes or ways to... What was that spring? Cordan! Oh my gosh, right? That was beautiful. Or, ways to actually kill enemies and not take damage. Sharpers, I think you're sort of getting the hang of that. What are you doing right now? How can you kill enemies?
I can glide into them. That's what I've been doing.
Okay, gliding into them. Jumping onto an enemy in Bubsy will not kill them. Jumping onto an enemy in Bubsy in Sonic 2 also does not kill them. You have to glide in order to kill them. And it takes a little getting used to adjusting from Sonic. Yeah. But both of you have passed Act 1. Woo! Good job, Bubsy.
Oh my god, the Bubsy it looks so bad.
the name there, yeah. I mean, they had to put it in there somehow, right?
To answer the question about which birds, so my chickadees are chestnut-backed chickadees.
Okay, what are we seeing on your screen, Corndan? I know you're trying to play a game as well, but
so I have right now a northern cardinal.
Oh, look at
yeah. Corndan has cardinals and I don't. That's his.
And this cardinal's name is Owen Wilson.
There's good reason for that, yes. I'm dead.
Mostly because you can see him in the video. He looks around a lot, like he's amazed that he's just here, that he exists. Wow.
I love it. I love it so much. There goes some of the birds. That's okay. Well, we're going to see a nice rotation here, I believe. Because, as it turns out, both Sharfers and Corndan own... This is not we're not sponsored by anybody right now, okay?
I will totally shill for these guys because I love it. Right?
What's it called?
Bird Buddy.
It's called Bird Buddy.
Bird Buddy.
MyBirdBuddy.com. Right? It's not cheap. I'm not going to claim like, oh my god, it's so cheap, everybody go get it. It's kind of an expensive feeder. Right? But it tells you when all the birds show up. So like I have seen like birds that I didn't even know had come by my house.
Okay.
Right. So I'm a big fan.
It's a really bad checkpoint.
As much as I like looking at birds, I honestly am at my computer a lot of the time, and I don't have time to just stare outside the window and see what birds are going to be coming by. Yeah.
Now, not every bird, right, that shows up at my house is here.
Ooh, nice strat there, Corndan. I just noticed you were having a hard time getting up a ramp,
Yes.
but you used some of Bubsy's physics in order to adjust to that. Have you been sort of finding the same thing, not being able to charge roll?
It's very annoying.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
But, you know, I played a lot of Sonic 1 as a kid.
Where you don't have the charge roll, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down.
Well, you both are dead.
Now, the problem was I missed the, you know, in the end, I missed the checkpoint there.
That checkpoint sucks if you're on the second level.
It's really hard
That
to
checkpoint
get.
sucks.
Yeah,
That's not even worth
I
getting.
agree. It's almost like the first checkpoint in Bubsy before the first boss, I gotta be honest. That checkpoint sometimes is really, like, you just fly past it. You're like, well, I'm at the boss, and the boss is gonna kill me because I have, like, no invincibility. The only way to get invincibility or be safe when you're going up against the boss is having the shield in this game, which getting the shield is a little bit annoying to do. And actually keeping it until the boss, it can be rough. Not only that, but the shield doesn't protect you from fall damage. You will still die. I'd also say that Bubsy, like the way that it measures fall damage, I really don't know exactly how it works. If you're going to die, if there's a chance that you're dead, you're dead. That's just how Bubsy works, okay? It will murder you. Corndan trying to take down the boss here. Now, this is back when he was more known as Robotnik rather than Eggman. Eggman sort of has grown on me over the years. I still don't love it as much. I like Robotnik, personally. What about chat? Are you Eggman fans or Robotnik fans?
I'm definitely a Robotnik fan.
I mean, I'm a Robotnik fan, but I grew up in that era.
Yeah, we all did.
Okay.
We're old.
Yeah, people are enjoying the bird. Like, the birds don't even know, but they are essentially having dinner together. Actually, no, these are just... It's not live. It's pre-recorded footage.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
These are all clips.
Bubsy is live.
It's also very late. It's very late
pre-recorded.
where Corndan is. It's like 10 p.m. there. So
Yeah, it's like 10:13. I don't have all of this, but I have like all of my videos are from probably the last couple of weeks.
mine are just from the lifetime of my bird buddy, which is why sometimes you'll see like different accessories on mine and stuff, because I went through a lot of different like locations and like setups until I was comfortable. Birds are playing a song.
I'm you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 points for beating Robotnik first and getting to Chemicant Pant. Good job. Honestly, Sharfers, though, using an interesting strat. Was that your first attempt against the boss?
Yes.
And you killed him first try?
Yes.
Well, that's 10 points.
Woo!
Sorry, Corndan.
All right.
Not one to rain on your parade, but
Yeah, you are.
drip and drop.
I did the clown. There you go. The Sonic meme. There you. So he does have a special animation for being on a ledge. That's cool.
Ooh. Good job, Bubsy. Now here, honestly, Chemicant Pant Zone
Very bad name.
that's all I have to say correctly. It's really, really difficult to say, I gotta be honest. But this starts getting a little bit more difficult with some of the ramps. I would say that Act 1 isn't really too complicated, but Act 2, we're gonna be spending some time there. I promise you two. But I'm really happy to see that we've got a pretty even race between you two. I mean,
This is the first time that it's actually been close. We've done 3 of these races.
it's very close right now. Honestly, you're right at the same place. Well,
Oh,
I think Cornden keeps being the one to choose the game, Sharfers, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
He
I'll
knows
play
more
that.
games than I do.
Well,
I mean, I have never played this. You know, we can't even say I've played this game before. I have never played this game before. But I've known of it, right? There have been a couple of GMs who want to give this out all the time, right? In Kuso Grande, and you can never just find people.
Yeah.
No, it's a good Kuso Grande game. I mean,
Yeah.
but you can't ever find people with like the same sort of like, level of experience with either Bubsy or Sonic.
Chemicat's pants.
So this just seemed like,
Sorry.
yeah, Chemicat Pant Zone.
Chemicat Pants Zone. I think that, having since you two have somewhat similar experience, I think this is a really fun way to watch it. Oh, unfortunately, the spider got Sharfers there.
Over and over again. That's that specific thing like 4 times now.
That happened to me. One time I got out of it, and I have no idea how.
I don't know what just happened.
Was that fall damage?
Was that fall damage? That didn't feel like fall damage, but
that was definitely fall damage, but that didn't seem like you fell far enough. But
Yeah.
Bubsy rules,
Or you got touched.
I wasn't near enemies. Like I was between. Like I was at the very beginning of the level where the. I don't like this. I'm just gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna go down instead. Decided.
You're like, let's run away. Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, hey. Nope. And I died. That was fall damage. I agree.
That's
awful though.
That one was not lying. That was fall damage. Yes. Yeah, as it turns out, this mod is actually relatively difficult. And honestly, congrats to the magicians who made this work. Now, it's time for us to see Cornden. I was going to say Cornden die a whole bunch, but that was Sharfers.
I died too.
Okay, we're going to see both of you die a whole bunch.
But that was already, we knew that. That was a given. All right, don't hit this guy.
That spring really is going to murder you. In fact, there are a lot of things in Sonic that would normally be fairly helpful, that if you take them like that, from what Sharfers did, despite being able to go fast, Bubsy's main flaw is that by going so fast,
you fly.
You're probably going to die. Cornden, you like to say that, like, you think that Bubsy is a better Sonic 1 than Sonic 1?
I think it's a better Sonic 1 than Sonic 1. I do not think Bubsy is a better than Sonic 2.
I would say, I would agree with you. Like, Sonic 2, definitely better in my opinion.
And don't get me started on Bubsy 2.
Oh, I hate
Bubsy 2 is completely awful.
Yeah,
I really,
bad.
really hate Bubsy 2, but I find a lot of charm in Bubsy 1.
Yes, Bubsy 1 is fine. I actually don't have any, it's not a great game, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't love it, obviously.
I think that it did exactly what they were trying to do, except that maybe it was a little bit too difficult. The thing is, Bubsy on Genesis and Super Nintendo, if anybody here plays it, essentially you go as fast as Sonic, except that if you can die, you've got a million different death animations. There are tons of ways to die, and learning to deal with that is a little bit frustrating because you want to go fast, but going fast gets you killed. So you're almost forced to go slow in many different areas of the game. And I think that is the game's critical flaw. But again, it's ambitious enough that to me it's interesting. And I would rather have a game that makes me feel very, very angry rather than a boring platformer. Bubsy 2 added a health point system, which
it didn't work out very well.
It didn't, and then all of the levels just felt so samey.
And very busy, too busy.
Yeah, there's stuff everywhere, but at the same time, you can never tell where you are in the level. What's genius, I feel, about Sonic 2 is that, everybody who is watching this who has played Sonic 2, you recognize where the players are.
Oh, cool.
Although I don't recognize where Cornden was.
In the
Well, get out of the wall.
I did get out. Fortunately, I got out of the wall.
I was very concerned. I was like, "Are you gonna have to wait until time's out?" If you did, I would have
because
let you
I would just reset.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because there's not really continue, but we are using the level select to let us get back to where
I did like mash through. I mashed through like the continue.
yeah. I do think that like Bubsy 1 got all of the weird, annoying catchphrases right because they all happen before you enter a stage. When starting a level, he'd say a clever quip, and
Clever is maybe
people,
strong there.
Well, clever for the 90s.
Fair enough. It was a different time. It was a different time, everybody. Don't worry.
It was a different time. We were still learning humor. Okay, come on. But like it was overall to me like not annoying. Bubsy 2, I feel like it wasn't too annoying, and then Bubsy 3 came along, and it's like, well, okay, writers, you did it. You possibly made the most annoying protagonist in video game history. Congratulations, you know.
I'm glad y'all are enjoying the birds.
Yeah,
I would like to say that the bird that showed up, the goldfinch that was there, I'm very happy that he's still around. He was pretty sick last year. So I saved him.
I mean, I'm not laughing at the bird. I'm so sorry. Good job saving him. Oh my gosh. That felt so inappropriate of me. I'm sorry. I was laughing at Bubsy. Yeah, what did you do to help the bird?
Well, so the bird, I forget the disease that it had, right? It was one of those, like, its eyes were all swollen and all of that. So I, basically I snuck up on it, right, at our feeder.
Yeah.
Which sounds terrible, but that's what I had to do.
You have to do it sometimes.
Wild bird, it's okay.
But then I basically gave him food and water, right, in a different area so he wouldn't be, like, stalked by other birds.
Oh.
And then he got better and flew off and came back this year with a mate.
Nice.
That's just adorable that he came back. He's like, hey, yo, there's food.
I'm dead. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, you're going to have to consider what you're doing here.
I'm dead.
Now, Sharfers, there was a checkpoint right there.
I know, I've gotten that checkpoint and then I game over.
I mean, you could have gotten it with your...
and then died. Yeah, you're right.
There.
I'm silly.
Where are you at right now?
I'm just the beginning of Chemical Plant 1. Or Chemical Plant, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Chemical Pants, whatever it's called.
Chemical Pants?
Yeah, Corn Den's going to be on Chemical Pants 2 for a little while here, and Sharfers has been struggling a little bit with Chemical Plant 1, but you know what? This isn't going to get any easier.
I get to answer a question in chat, I get a fair amount of squirrels. I've put a bunch of safeguards in place to avoid it. And it works. I get like one every few days maybe now. I'm dead.
I get squirrels at the other feeders in our house. I've got a much bigger feeder and I've got a platform feeder.
Yeah, you can actually see my bigger feeder in this camera.
You can't on this one. You can see the platform feeder, right, with how I have it set up.
Yeah.
But so this particular feeder I have an anti-squirrel cone on it, and we've only ever seen a squirrel once. And that's because Boris the squirrel is apparently an acrobat.
The 5-foot jump, yeah.
That's...
But he normally keeps out the riffraff. So, generally speaking, I'm okay with Boris the squirrel.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Those little... I don't even know what they are. They just, like, sit there, wander around, like, very slowly, and then spit out a single fireball. Like, they seem like the most nonchalant villains in video game history. Maybe not the most nonchalant in video game history, but pretty high up there, you know? Sharpers, one thing that I want to point out, and this is just because you are playing the game, it's very easy to do one part correct once, but then like zone out and forget about it and have correct. That same mistake happen again and again. And it's not because Like, you are a fantastic player. I mean, you've got world record in some games, or at least you have previously. Maybe you're washed up now. I don't know.
I'm super washed, but we all are, so it's okay.
But, you know, it's not really your fault that these deaths are happening. That's just how this game is. You will be dying over and over. So close to the checkpoint, Corndan.
I did get this checkpoint, but I don't know how many lives I have left, so we'll see.
Sharfers, you got to defend yourself, okay? Come on, I give you a little banter and say you know,
right,
you might be washed up.
We beat the level. Everything's fine. Pro gamer,
yeah,
right here.
you're catching up to Corndan now, essentially. Corndan has been struggling where I struggled a lot when I was testing this game earlier.
The problem is Chemical Plant Zone for Sonic 2, right, is really about Sonic getting a whole lot of air and doing a whole lot of things that Bubsy can't handle that because Bubsy is dumb.
Yeah, Sharfers, you scared me right there.
I did. I scared me too. We have something in common. We have lots of things in common.
Nice.
But that one specifically.
So there's so much of this, like, right, like, it's not hard to do some of these bigger things, but a lot of it is all about knowing what you can and can't get away with.
Do I do?
Right, that you would just not worry about if this were Sonic.
Nope, I'm dead. No, I'm not.
Yeah, now, Corndan, I don't think our layout shows it. Sharfers has 10 points, Corndan has 5. I'd be willing to give Corndan a few more points because Sharfers is struggling with something that happens sometimes when you are playing a game for the first time, which is actually getting up to certain areas. There was a ramp that Sharfers just could not get up
Yeah, I've been
to.
having trouble with ramps for sure.
I'd be willing to give you 10 points if you can give a couple tips there.
Easy game.
I mean, yeah, but I'll still give points if Corndan has some ideas. You get to play as Tails?
Well, apparently.
Cool.
Are you Tails right now?
I'm totally in one of the mini games.
Oh, excellent.
Now that's Bubsy, I can tell.
Just Bubsy with 2 tails.
So, like right now.
Anyway. So one of the things here, right, and this is true. So this is true in Bubsy, and it's true here too, that all of your momentum is maintained every time you move while you're gliding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can actually build up a little bit of speed. We're not talking a whole lot, but you can build up a little bit of speed in this by doing a glide and kind of wiggling back and forth.
Yeah, I do the glide wiggle.
Right,
I've definitely done the glide wiggle.
Yeah. I think that is precisely something that helps. If you do not have a big amount of room in order to do the glide, what you can do is, like, say you have the ramp on the right side and you're on a very small platform, jump to the left, start the glide, and then land back on the platform and go to the right. And that usually is enough speed to get you up one of the smaller ramps. I saw Sharfers do that at one point,
yeah, right
and
here.
I've seen Corndan do that as well.
I think I'm back where I started here, yeah.
So I'm going to claim, if nothing else, I'm going to claim a moral victory here because I got a Chaos Emerald.
You got a Chaos Emerald? You're going to 100%
We've got
this
Chaos Emerald, everybody! Can you believe it, Chaos Emerald? What's Bubsy even going to do with that?
If we start here, I can do this, and then now you can, there you go. That's
Yeah, the glide, essential for getting, like, basic running speed. It's very, very helpful.
I've gotten a huge circle twice now, so I need to figure out where I'm going. And then I died.
Welcome to Chemical...
This is a rough level.
Chemicat Pants Zone 2.
Chemicants Pants.
Yeah, I will say that it looks like Corndan has gotten the checkpoint halfway through Chemicat Pant and thus has a little bit of an advantage. But Sharfers, you might... Ooh, interesting. Sharfers actually got one of the skips that I was talking about earlier before the match even started. You exploited some of Bubsy's physics to actually skip about... how much of the level did you skip? Well, unfortunately, you unskipped
I unskipped
it. Sorry.
it. I just saw it happen. It's right here.
Okay, well, Corn Dead, for the flying tips, I'm giving you 10 points. Sharfers for skipping half of it.
And then unskipping
and then
it
accidentally
immediately.
unskipping it. You get nothing.
I get nothing? That's honestly, that's
You
fair.
get nothing.
Harsh but fair.
No extra points there. But if you do it again, I'll be impressed. I'll give you points.
I'm not super sure what I did, and now
wait.
I'm stuck in this circle, so...
Chat wants to know if getting an emerald deserves points. I'll leave that up to our producer. Our producer today, by the way, normally we have Railcoon, but currently I believe they are on vacation, or at least enjoying a little time away. Richard
I have
here.
actually gotten sent. I've gotten sent photos from Ray on vacation because they were cool birds.
Nice.
Ah, yeah, bird photos, always the best photos. Okay, so Richard, you may give as many points as you would like to Corndan, up to as many as the point tracker can handle. I'm not going to be
max long or something, like 9 billion.
max, something like that. Yeah, 3 points. 3 points for the emerald. I mean,
Fair.
it's not a whole lot.
But that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing Minecraft, they're not really worth a whole lot either. Gotta be honest. Villagers, they want all of your money, and they're ugly, and I hate them.
I mean, so the plus side, I did make it to the boss of Chemical Plant Zone.
Yeah.
The downside is I then proceeded to die to the boss of Chemical Plant Zone.
Okay.
I did as well. I know that experience.
That I just experienced.
Is it
unsigned max long, whatever. What happened was I was going through the loop de loop and I accidentally hit jump, and so I jumped and it immediately killed me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. By the way, I did say that the players could use the level select that is in this specific Bubsy Sonic 2 ROM hack so that they can go back to the level that they are on. I felt like that would be the only fair way to have you two play this abomination.
I mean, that is true. That's probably the most fair way.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm still kind of a defender of having Bubsy in this game, because while he is very, very weak in certain ways, there are some advantages that you have. Simply put, Bubsy has a float that, as you saw right there with Sharfers, I'm giving you 10 points for that skip right there.
That was a skip? Nice.
Yes.
I mean,
but can you actually not accidentally
undid it again?
Try not to undo it. Go right,
and
go
then
right.
Go down, right?
Keep going. Yeah, the skip worked.
And I have the checkpoint.
There we go.
Right,
we are in a competitive environment now.
To answer a question in chat, I'm literally reading chat. I'm dead.
Well,
there you go. That answers that question. And yes,
Arma.
I think my squirrel, I have one clip of a squirrel in here as well. I decided to sneak that in as an Easter egg.
Uh-oh. That's a squirrel. Okay, chat. Do squirrels deserve points, or should we take points away for that?
I'll accept either one,
I mean,
but
maybe if
I
the
don't
squirrel-
regret it. So
if the squirrel shows up,
I'm
happy with giving the squirrel points.
I'm stressed about Bubsy right now.
I don't know what to
Bubsy?
do here.
Look,
Bubsy? Okay, Bubsy lives. I mean, Corn Dance Bubsy, because we had emergency water noise, and I really don't like it.
Oh, that's the
Okay, some people say give points. Some people say take points because it's a bird feeder.
I'm dead.
Do we want to run a poll? Can I run a poll?
I mean, I don't want the squirrels to be eating the bird. I leave bird food on the ground too, so the squirrels and the larger birds can eat them. But the squirrels are greedy, so they will continue to.
Dang greedy squirrels. Yeah, that's how they are.
all right. Well, at least I have made it to like the boss again.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be very, very patient here and not end up in the water.
In some ways,
I'm dead.
This boss with Bubsy is like the epitome of patience, being patient versus greedy. Because if you glide in if you glide into them, you can do more hits, but then it's easy to fall off and die.
Yeah.
Very nice job there, Corndan. That was pretty impressive. Point worthy? Sure. I'll give you 5 points. You're the first to take down Robotnik too. And honestly, I think chat has a really good point. I've seen people say that bird feeders are for birds. I feel like...
Oh, I agree, for the record. It's not like I don't agree.
Also, I would like that chat is asking what the grudge is for this. Whose birds are better?
We live on
East
opposite.
Coast
Yeah,
birds?
we live on opposite sides of the U.S. I live on the West Coast.
that's...
It was in the East.
I mean, I'm sure there are other grudges as well. Oh no, Corndan, you went splat.
I know. So I actually kind of appreciated that because, like, when you hit this, it puts you in the spin state, which is bad for Bubsy.
Yeah. But most things are bad for Bubsy. Heck.
Everything is bad for Bubsy.
Bubsy really
So
shouldn't
it's
have been
funny,
here.
Chat also mentions, the pesky moose and squirrel. It's funny you mentioned that because 2 of my squirrels are named Moose and Squirrel.
I like the squirrel
It's true.
named Squirrel, personally.
They don't even know that they're named Squirrel, but they are.
The squirrel you saw...
Moose definitely know he is Moose.
Okay, no longer stress mode for Sharfers, at least for a second. You were stressing me out because of the almost death.
I was also stressing
by
me out
drowning.
if that helps you at all. Bubsy. Bubsy's a bobcat. You know that because he goes Bubsy, bobcat.
Bobcat.
That squirrel that you guys saw in the clip, his name is Jimmy. It's Jimmy the squirrel.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's enough disagreement in chat that I should neither reward nor remove points for having a squirrel. That was a nice death there, Sharfers. Immediately, as soon as Robotnik shows up, bam, death.
But yeah, the squirrels at my house are Moose, Squirrel, then Boris and Natasha.
Those are pretty good names.
They're enemies.
So yes, chat's asking. I have 2 squirrels named Moose and Squirrel because at first we thought we only had 1 squirrel, and so we named him Moose the Squirrel. And then when we found that Moose had a mate, right, we had to name it. Well, if we named the first one Moose, we had to name the next one Squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Squirrel the squirrel is the mate, yeah.
I just need to say that while Corndan was talking about the naming of squirrels, we got to see Sharfers sort of have a pretty good death against Robotnik.
That is my favorite thing that's happened so far in this game. I'm dead. I'm just gonna take
Whee!
So did you do the same thing I
ended
did?
up all the way on the right and immediately died.
Or there was gliding, and the platform unfortunately disappeared before Sharfers was able to land. That was a good one.
That one was less funny, IMO.
And it's really hard. I mean, in all honesty, it's really hard to time that because once you start going, right, it just gets faster and faster. So it's really hard to get that in the middle, right?
Oh,
and then basically stick the landing.
Oh, the squirrel's back again. I don't see a squirrel. Is that on your side, Corndan, or is that on my side? I game over.
Nope. What's on my side is the female cardinal named Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades,
Ooh.
one of my favorites. Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
My
because she looks like she's gonna go to a Motorhead concert.
I love it. Well, everybody, we had another game over with Sharfers. We will have plenty more game overs. Now, we haven't really talked too much about exactly what it takes to sort of do a race they haven't done before. And, this is sort of a unique situation because both of you have played. What was that, Sharfers? How did you die?
It's the second time it's happened to me. It's when you're going like full speed as Bubsy. If you jump down on a ramp, you basically jump and land at the exact same time, and you just die.
Beautiful. Oh, you almost got that. You almost got the.
I know what I'm trying to do there.
Got
now,
the skip
so,
there.
Yeah. Well, we'll just do it the regular way here. Oops.
Yeah.
So I will say,
okay.
Since chat's talking about it, the cardinal Ace of Spades, right? Her mate is named Rob Zombie.
Of course.
Jarfers got
You
smushed.
get smushed.
Oh. Well, very good, Cardinal. I feel bad when I laugh so much, but I feel like I have to because it's Bubsy.
I mean, this game, Bubsy's hard here, but you know what? I actually really enjoy this.
Isn't bad.
It's surprisingly fun. Like, I enjoyed playing this, and like, again, some of the places that are difficult, like the moving platforms that you normally have to jump on with Sonic, come on, you get to like almost float over most of that as Bubsy, and it makes those sections trivial, whereas some of the other things, like having to deal with springs and such, you want to avoid springs as much as possible,
Yeah, 'cause
because
you'll
they
just
will
die.
probably kill you. Yeah. With that said, you know, some of the skills that you want when going into a race like this, you do have a little bit of knowledge about the individual games. You may have a little bit of a knowledge of the layouts of the various stages in Sonic 2, but getting used to the physics and finding out, you know, is there any cheese that I'm able to use while I'm playing this?
There's so much.
There is plenty of cheese, and figuring out how to actually take advantage of that is very important. And I think Sharpers, again, hasn't gotten through this level the quote-unquote correct way yet, and I think that's fine.
Well, I'm gonna go down and actually get the checkpoint.
Yeah, there was the checkpoint down there. I saw you pass it, and I would be tempted to keep going, but also I know that would be probably a mistake. You've got 6 lives now, and that's plenty for a while here.
I mean, there's value in trying to hit every checkpoint you can, partly because you don't know what's always coming, and so having something where you don't have to repeat the same jump like I'm doing right now every single time because, you know, you missed and hit a bird.
Freaking birds. Yes, my cam is a little glitchier, and it has to do with my bird buddy is actually hanging off a branch, a tree branch, and Corn Dan's is planted on the ground. So the camera tends to glitch out if the actual bird feeder swings.
If it's moving a lot,
swings.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, my camera's just on a pole.
Yeah, which is, I want that, but I don't have room anywhere to really do that. So
Yeah, but I will say that, like, game-wise, both of you are definitely learning how to get through this. And you always, on the fly, when you're playing a race, a blind race against other people, you have to weigh the risk versus reward. I told the players that they can do level select if they get game over, and so that allows them to be a little bit riskier in some ways, but at the same time, it still is pretty punishing for going too fast in this game, and be like taking a little bit of a breather, making sure that you're not rushing enough that you're dying every minute. That's pretty important.
Oh yeah. First time trying to play a game first time and speedrunning are very, very different skills. Corndan and I both have a fair amount of experience playing games like racing games, so it's a skill you kind of learn over time.
Yeah. There is a little bit of a balance. Like, I do think that this game, as we've seen, there have been some tricks that you both have learned in order to make certain levels easier that wouldn't have been doable in vanilla Sonic 2. And that's been good.
Mm-hmm.
The next time you die, right, and next time you go back to the try the character select before you go to the level select.
What do I do now? No, this is the boss. I'm dead. No!
Stop it, Bubsy! Stop going into the water. Or whatever.
Chemicat pant zone.
Chemicat pant. You're gonna get it. Like, Corn Dan is in the lead at the moment, but I feel like you're gonna catch up in just a little bit.
I jumped, I swear.
I know, right?
Cat's also asking what's the black, white, and red bird at my house. That's Rusty. Rusty is a rose-breasted grosbeak. He and his mate show up every summer.
Yeah, our grosbeaks are the black-headed grosbeaks. That's the one that has like the orange underneath its on its tum-tum.
Okay.
We're gonna be very careful here.
Yeah, I do see Sharfers contemplating the spring, gonna be going onto the platform rather than risking a jump. Not the fastest way, but at the same time, it was safe the time that you did that. If I'm doing it as regular Sonic, though, I'm probably gonna die just because I'm terrible at Sonic 2.
Hate this game.
Are you serious, Robotnik? Well, yeah, for those who are wondering, Corndan is definitely in the lead game-wise and a little bit point-wise. I feel like that could have been different had chat loved the squirrels, but we had a lot of controversy about the squirrels.
You know what? I took a risk.
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
I didn't give or take points away, so like
you took a calculated risk, but man, are you bad at math?
I actually the fun part there is that Corndad knows that I have a math degree. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a minor in math.
Nice. I respect it.
Yeah.
I do math as a job, but don't have a degree in math.
I have a degree in math and don't do any math as a job.
I have a degree in English and I play video games as a job.
Honestly, that's pretty great.
Honestly, best thing I've done with my degree so far. Let me tell you, Sharfers, are you gonna get it? Oh my gosh. The amount of times you almost died on that attempt, I think that's worth 5 points. Yeah, I'll give you 5. Like, you're behind Corndan point-wise, but I'll give you points.
Whew.
And now you're just a touch ahead point-wise. By the way, chat point doesn't matter, so I just give points away because it's fun.
Oh yeah, this is a whose line is it anyway
matter.
Situation. We're having fun on the points.
That's what
matter.
everybody says, but no. I thought of it independently.
No, I'm not saying you're ripping them off. I'm just saying it's an analog.
Actually, no. I literally thought of them when I was considering points for this show. So okay, yeah, you're right.
I got we got our buddy the idiot dove.
The idiot dove is my favorite. The dove is.
Oh my gosh! Great. Look at this derp. He's great. I want to see his eyeball. Yeah, come on.
We have a bunch of morning derps. We've named them the Council of Elrond because one of them has a brain cell and like the other 9 of them don't. And so for a long time we used to see him hold court like in our backyard in a circle with like Elrond in the middle. So we have our doves are the Council of Elrond.
I love that.
That's not right.
And what about the Council of Elrond? I mean, it's good that like birds have a little bit of a regular schedule. I don't know what a bird schedule would be like. I've just got
they show up at like 5 a.m.
Okay.
They show up at like 5 a.m. They might show up during the morning. It really depends on what's going on. Some of them stop by for like an afternoon snack. Some of them stop by like 5 to 7 p.m. at my house.
Okay.
So we definitely have periods of like, this is the most active time of birds. And it's usually like before I've woken up.
The player select is Bubsy, more Bubsy, and Floaty the cat. Very good.
Yeah, and if you select any of them, right, all you get is Bubsy.
Yeah, I tried. Aquatic Run, is that the name of this zone?
Run, yeah.
Yep.
Aquatic Run zone. I hope you all enjoy this, everybody. For those who are just showing up, by the way, this is Bubsy, who was injected into Sonic 2. I don't think Sonic nor Bubsy wanted this, but this is what we have. Bubsy is a fragile creature. If you've never played Bubsy 1, he will die if he touches a bad guy. He will die if he falls into water. He will die if he falls too far, because apparently cats are known for falling half of a foot and immediately die.
That's definitely not the opposite thing, right? Don't cats always fall on their feet? Isn't that the sign? Oh crap.
I believe cats actually have a terminal velocity that is not lethal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. However, I'm going to go ahead and say do not test this, chat.
No,
do
don't.
not test. It might not be real. I don't know. I'm not citing any sources right now. Do not. Yeah. Oh, kick your butt if you dare. Okay. Cats are precious.
I need to figure out what to do here. What's going on?
I just threatened to kick chat's butt. It's okay though, chat. It was in defense of cats. Yeah, the aquatic zone is being a little bit deadly for you there, Sharfers, and I keep seeing question marks show up, and I don't know why.
It's like just it's like bad textures. I'm pretty sure. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's fair. I mean, like, honestly, it takes a lot of work to hack games and to actually make them run in a way that they weren't intended. Even though, like, a lot of the physics are still Sonic-esque, like the build-up in speed, the whole flying system is not the way that Tails flies, not at all. And because of that, like, there's definitely some trickery afoot with getting Bubsy to run correctly in this game.
You figured it out there.
Well, for those who are wondering, Corndan is still about one half of the zone
One level ahead.
or zone one. You're one zone ahead.
So you're on level 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that one zone or is that half of a zone? Like, I'm confused about how Sonic works. Oh, that arrow!
Yeah, that arrow got...
Got you good.
You know what? Because...
I don't like this checkpoint, so I'm just gonna ignore it and go someplace else. Bad checkpoint for bad people. Okay. Aha, yeah, you can go low. That's the key.
Uh-oh.
Don't go fast. All right, we're good.
No, I hear Corndan about to die.
To water?
Oh, but is there a bubble? Is there a bubble? Is there a bubble? Oh my gosh! Corndan! Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say 2 times points. Double the points.
Did he
Double
survive?
the points
Is that what
because
happened?
you somehow
I got it on
survived.
0.
You got the bubble on 0?
Yeah, like, honestly, you just managed to survive everybody's nightmare.
I mean, to be fair, it was my nightmare as a kid, too.
Everyone's nightmare. I'm having a nightmare about it right now. Oh, crap.
Well, stop it. You're busy.
That
You're supposed to be
was
playing a video
indeed
game, not having
Stellar's J.
nightmares.
Correct. I have Stellar's J.
No, Corndan!
I have 2 kinds of J's at my house. I have the California Scrub J and I have the Stellar's J.
All we have are Blue Jays.
Yeah, I love Blue Jays, but
They're loud
I
and they're
love-
bossy. I will say that. But the Stellar's J is the one with like the black mohawk.
yeah.
So
So
the
go ahead.
Blue Jays near us are what I would call less bossy and more like unintentionally bossy, right? They just want to show up and have a good time. They're just also bigger than basically everything in our yard. So, you know, they show up and like everybody leaves, and the Blue Jays are like, why you leave?
Why'd you leave? Why did they leave?
Area where I just
Because the Blue Jays are kind of big. Right,
Oh,
the bossy
well.
one is actually the Cardinal.
Okay.
Right, the Cardinal, the female Cardinals are probably the most bossy thing that we have in our backyard.
Well, they need to stop it. They really, really should be nice.
So what was the brown bird on my side? There's a lot of brown birds that come by my house. Most likely it was the the rose-breasted grosbeak. It was the female one.
Okay.
She shows up a lot. Otherwise, it's likely a house sparrow. Because we have a lot of those too.
I'm just trying to think. We have a lot of robins in our area.
Ooh, my woodpecker's coming.
Yeah.
The robins just don't show up at our feeder. We've got a robin that hangs out in our front yard and eats worms.
I mean, that's fair. Worms are delicious. Come on, lots of protein.
We also have a catbird that shows up. Catbird never shows to the feeder, but the catbird likes to annoy the crap out of you at whatever in the morning.
Okay.
Right, and you know a catbird, they're all gray, and they make sounds kind of like cats.
Yeah.
I love that. By the way, I'm noticing that this specific zone is miserable.
Yeah, I hate it. It's awful.
Miserable.
I didn't play any of this one, okay? I stopped at not Casino Zone, the previous one, the
I'm hoping to get the casino zone, but I don't know if I will.
I don't think I will.
Honestly, I feel like Casino Zone is going to be really, really difficult. I know that there are playthroughs of this game before. And so, I believe people have beaten this specific hack. It's just really, really challenging. But yeah, I have to say, props to the people who put this together. I do know that there's a really big community of various dedicated people who know a lot more about Genesis and Super Nintendo games than I do, and it's just impressive to see what people have done. Of course, base Sonic 2 is amazing, and I know that there was a new Sonic game announced that a lot of people are excited.
Soon.
I think it was yesterday.
I'm pretty excited by it, actually.
Yeah, the Sonic Frontiers run, if people didn't see that at GDQ this year, I have not played Frontiers yet. I really would like to. And the run, heck, that was action-packed and a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out, everybody. GDQ luckily does have a lot of their VODs, if not all of their VODs, up over on YouTube.
Most of them are up.
They're all of them. They're really good about. I believe so.
I know
they're really
that
good about getting them up
day
like
or
24 hours
ago
after.
They weren't all up. I think that they are all up at this point, though. Yeah, people in chat, by the way, are noticing that someone had a really good clip. Chat, who was it? Who had the good clip for terrain?
It was probably me, and I died.
The floor death maneuver.
So Bubs. Right, you know how Sonic likes to clip through everything.
No!
Bubsy's worse about it because it's so easy to accidentally clip through every
while he's
corner,
gliding. Also, you can clip through so much while he's gliding. It's unreal.
I literally clipped from the mid route to all the way to the bottom, and then clipped through that to die.
I kind of love that.
I think that's pretty amazing, but that this is also really, really. Oh, there you go, Sharfers. Getting the thing is, sometimes you have to use springs, and you just have to risk it, and that was the right place to risk it.
This area sucks rocks. Okay, we're good. We got through it.
Okay, and you still have the shield
you get to
too.
the next one.
Yeah, Corndan getting a game over, but gonna be getting back into this because we do allow level select.
Okay.
And Sharfers is on to Act 2. You know what? You are almost tied at this point.
I think we are tied. Did he game over?
He did game over, but he's made a little. Come on, Sharp.
Okay, I mean,
rules.
he has definitely made more progress than I have.
Over the course of an hour.
Yeah.
Even at, whatever their high water mark was, and water is very important in this game. So I would be issuing the technical victory to Corndan due to that, and the East Coast Birds would be the winners.
No love for my chickadees.
But honestly, I love the birds that are showing up over on Sharfer's cam as well. I don't know. Sharfers, you might be able to get it. You might be able to show that the West Coast birds are the best birds. We wish they all could be California birds. Well, okay, you died.
California birds, they're undeniable.
Oh, yeah. Do either of you have good bird facts? I'll give you a point for each good bird fact.
Corndan probably, he's more of a bird person than I am, so I bet he has a few.
I mean, so I know that if you train, right, so, crows, right? Crows have a level of intelligence.
Oh, they're quite smart, yeah.
They're very smart, right? And they're also known to be birds who also like doing things for their own enjoyment, right? Crows have been known to like sled down houses and stuff during the winter, and they have an appreciation of art.
Art?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So crows kind of understand like a mercantilist system, right? And so if you give crows like food and all of that all the time, they will bring you like art and stuff. You know, it's weird crow art, but
It's art.
That's awesome. Okay, I'll give a point for that.
Grackles.
That feels like it should have deserved more than 1 point, but I promise 1 point. Mercantile system, you know, this is how it works. You get 1 point for one fact. Oh, geez, I don't know how Sharfers live there, but you did.
Sometimes the fall damage thing isn't very consistent. Like, it doesn't always happen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my nuthatches are fun. They're white-breasted nuthatches, and they're my favorites. Them and there's one bird that has birds have funny names sometimes.
I see Owen Wilson is back over on Corndan's side. Very nice. I think that's Owen Wilson.
Wow.
And Corndan is on to the boss of a Clotic run. That unfortunately taking a death to Robotnik's belly.
Those are oak. The only titmouses that exist in California, like in my area, are oak ones. So I have a giant oak tree, and so there they are.
Very nice. By the way, I want to say thank you to everybody who's here watching. Honestly, viewership is extremely important to keep shows running, and I'm just really happy that now that GDQ is done, we have a really good audience here. It's been fun to chat with you in chat, and to hear your thoughts and it's 50% Bubsy talk and 50% bird talk, and honestly, that's all that I wanted from this.
Yeah, that's what we were hoping for.
We do have another match after this with Lester the Unlikely, so don't run away yet, everybody. There's still another fun race coming up.
Maybe I can get this invincibility. Will this kill me anywhere?
You should have been dead. You should have been dead 5 times over there, Sharp.
I'm invincible currently. Smarty pants.
No, you're... have you played? You turned into a pile of... I don't even know what that was, but Corndan is through a Clotic run and moving on to...
I soft locked. I hard locked. The game hard locked.
You hard?
The game's hard
No,
locked.
the rings are still spinning.
No, but there's nothing. I died. I'm soft locked. I'm soft locked because the time's still going. I'm dead. But the time is still going.
You can reset and re-choose the level. That's fine. But now Corndan is going to basically die a billion times. Yeah, we're really close to the end, though. So
I'm very purposely doing that to show off that jump I just did happens in the demo.
It's a good one, and honestly, I foresee a lot of deaths here. But yeah, go ahead and keep going. We're getting super close to the end, though. I think that Corndan pretty much has this in the bag.
I've got it.
But that point-wise, the birds are still... Oh, we were supposed to give 1 point to Corndan. Corndan's losing by 1 point, but is winning by 1 stage. Wait, you get 5 points for beating Robotnik. I forgot about that. 5 points for Robotnik. Okay, I love this stage. This is perfect.
Oh yeah, the stage is as awful as you would imagine it to be.
Those are the birds in our backyards. Each of us have little bird cameras.
Yes,
and these are our birds. Say hi to the birds.
Hi, birds. Yeah. The birds can't hear you, chat, but it's fine.
But they appreciate the.
We will tell the birds that they are precious.
They literally don't appreciate. They don't care. But you can tell them that. That's fine. What are you doing, Cordan? You're making a lot of noise over here, flying through bumpers. I feel like I'm a joy kill saying that the birds don't care.
Basically what you have to do, right? Because so this is one of those levels that's like super tight on everything.
Yeah.
And normally a Sonic, you just wouldn't care, right? But Bubsy, basically, if you get caught in anything, you hit a flipper, you do anything like that, you're gonna die.
Yeah, because it counts as fall damage. It's really funny. Actually, just come back. I'm gonna wait for a bubble here.
Now, per our rules, we end at the hour, and we are less than a minute left. Sharfer's trying to breathe. Good job.
I did good. I do good.
Corndan, you're so gonna die. I don't know how.
I know.
Actually, I know how. Fall damage, but when? What?
Ha!
You lived? That's wrong. That's absolutely incorrect. Oh my gosh. This game has been a major sin, but that's okay. That's what happens sometimes. I have very much enjoyed this, and honestly, out of the races that you two have had, this one has been fairly close up until near the end.
It was definitely closer than Kid Cool. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. I do think that is time. So fantastic job, everybody. Corndan is the victor today, making it all the way to, what's the zone called? Classino
Night Zone.
Yeah.
Who's the host?
Okay, I'm not surprised by that. The Classino Zone.
The host's name is Rosentia.
I'm getting to that. Sharfers. Corndan takes the victory, making it all the way to Classino Night Zone. Sharfers made it to the Aquatic.
Run.
I don't remember. Whatever. It's Waterland. Waterworld. Whatever. Starring Kevin Costner. Great job there, Sharfers. Honestly, very close between you two. Corndan just managed to eke out the victory. My partner in crime, you did it. However, I do think that we have to have a poll in chat, East Coast or West Coast birds, because that if our producer is able to do that as we do a little bit of an outro. Again, I love to do races with games that people haven't been able to play or before. You both had played Sonic 2, but not with Bubsy in it, and this was an impressive performance, I think, with both of you learning how to deal with Bubby physics. Oh my gosh. Bubby physics in Sonic. So fantastic.
It's 100% Bubby physics.
Bubby physics. There, we've got the poll in chat. Go ahead and vote for your favorite birds. I'm going to vote as well. Corndan, are you streaming anything these days that people should check out?
I haven't been streaming in a long time, but I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
I want to get back to the project I had of kind of looking at a lot of the Amiga library, because there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there. There's a lot of really bad stuff in there, too.
Yeah, the Amiga is something that, like, I know very little about, and what's good is fantastic, and what's bad is fantastic. It definitely is amazing. Not only that, but Corndan also on Tuesday nights is over at my channel hosting Don't Make Us Bored, where essentially we just have people come on and do showcases. Corndan's been a friend for a really long time, and it's always fun to have you.
And then I'm also his boss on Cuso Grande.
Yeah, speaking of that, you have been arranging some stuff for this weekend, so thank you so much, Corndan. Sharfers, on the other hand, you stream. What do you have you been streaming lately? The work's been pretty busy.
Yeah, I've been busy lately. I haven't streamed in a couple months, but I'm gonna come back to streaming soon, probably sometime this month. I should have time to stream again.
Cool. What do you usually stream?
Lately, when I do stream, I've been streaming Wii Shovelware. Like, actually, I was on that show, Don't Make Us Bored, and we played through Iron Chef America a few weeks ago.
That's right.
Yeah, we do need to play through more of that because that game is awesome.
Yeah, that game is fun.
I'm fine doing a different game, actually. But
I have more Wii Shovelware. I have more Unicorn Princess. But yeah, I play games like that a lot on stream. I've been definitely into the Wii Shovelware, and then whenever I get some speedrun juice, whenever I get a little motivation, I'll come back to some of the speedruns I dropped a few months ago. So that's the plan.
Perfect. Yeah, Sharfers actually, like, when you find a game that really strikes you, I love to watch the runs that you have.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do, too.
It sometimes takes a little bit of time, but simply put, you're the Barbie player I enjoy watching the most.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
With that said, like, the whole Barbie community is absolutely amazing, even though I don't interact with most of them. Every time I've watched a run, it's so good. Like, I love them. Well, everybody, this has been our first match. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got Lester the Unlikely coming up next. And honestly, I think it's unlikely that you will dislike that. FYI, the poll is that the East Coast Birds win. So there you go, Corndan. Clean sweep tonight.
I mean, my birds deserve the win.
All right, everybody. See you all in a couple minutes for the second match of the night. See you, Corndan. See you, Shuffers. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. I am Brosentia, your host, and I am here to release the pain. Well, maybe not pain every time. In fact, the Hotfix Grudge Match is all about bringing two players on to race a game that they've never raced before. We have had good games. We have had bad games. We have had some really strange games. Heck, we had a hack just recently, and now we're bringing around a game that has actually been on GDQ before in one of the main marathons, Lester the Unlikely for Super Nintendo. A little bit of a goofy game about a nerd who just happens to get stranded on an island and needs to survive. Before that, though, I want you to know if you missed out on SGDQ 2023, or if there were some runs that you didn't happen to catch. I know that a little game called Ratatouille, as well as, what was it, Overcooked? There were plenty of chef games during GDQ this year. Yeah, they're over on YouTube. Go check them out over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Also, we've got Juneteenth coming up. It's our annual event celebrating Black independence. It's on June 17th and 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Join us as we highlight the amazing talents of the Black speedrunning community. Also, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help to support the Games Done Quick hotfix. If you like what you're seeing here, consider supporting in that way. And if you're not, if you're unable to, that's completely okay. Just spreading the news is helpful because we really love to share new content with new people. Finally, I want you to know that we have shows every day starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, but on the weekends they start at 1 p.m. Eastern instead. And in fact, tomorrow we've got Going Places, Pokemon Edition. We've got Pokemon Go being places at 1 p.m. And then afterwards, Diamond/Pearl, Rubentus with Go. I don't know how to say that name. Go. They will be racing or playing that at a little after 1 p.m. Eastern. We've also got Fire Red and Leaf Green tomorrow. Pokemon is amazing. You should come tomorrow. Now, with that said, we've got our two players here. I know the birds are gone, but chat, we've got Lester. Lester's better than birds. And in fact, better than Lester is Time Splitter on the left. Hello there, Time Splitter.
Hello.
Hey, it's great to have you. This is the first time that you've been on the show. And in fact, as you told me, the first time that you have done a race for a video game that you've never played. The first time that you've done a blind race, right?
Yeah, exactly. Never played this game, never even heard of it before.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be an experience. I'm actually really excited to see how you do because sometimes people do a lot better than they expect. Now, I do see that you say that your favorite game is Final Fantasy V. Why specifically that Final Fantasy?
It's probably because I've played it an awful lot more than the other Final Fantasy games because of the yearly runs I do for Forge Up Fiesta.
Yeah, is that happening right around now or is that coming up in a little bit?
In a week.
In a week? Oh my gosh, it's time for me to go ahead and join and then forget to actually beat it. That's like my yearly tradition. Maybe one day I'll actually complete that. Forge Up Fiesta is always fun for me. It's a lot of fun. You say your favorite food is butter chicken?
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh, that's so good.
It's just a very nice filling meal. It's very tasty. It's just nice to have it.
Yeah, we actually have. I live in a small town in Utah called Logan, and we had Guy Fieri come to the local Indian restaurant because they're absolutely amazing. Like it's a restaurant in a gas station, so good. Yeah, their butter chicken is really good. I think I like tikka masala a little bit better, but butter chicken right up there, so good. Well, on the other side of the screen, we have our friend Stream Hatman, aka Hatman. How are you doing, Hatman?
I'm doing pretty okay.
Now, I know that you, compared to Time here, have actually done a lot of blind races. In fact, you made it to brackets in Cuso Grande this year.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're out now, but whatever. Like, making it to brackets is actually really difficult to do. So you've got a little experience here.
A tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Now, I do see that you have Uncharted Waters New Horizons at your favorite game. I don't even know what that is.
It's one of the.
I know I've seen it around.
It's one of the Koei simulation games, like one of the many they released on the SNES. I believe not the same style, but kind of in the same vein. I think one of the games I brought up on your own show, Aerobiz Supersonic, kind of similar to that.
I love Aerobiz.
So yeah,
it's
just that instead of being, an air company management sim, you sail around and can just do whatever. It's a pretty you have like a story you have to complete for your main character, but you can just sail around, do whatever. You can like build a trading empire if you so want. You can just be a pirate so long as it doesn't contravene your main goal, depending on the character.
Okay.
So it's pretty free form. Honestly,
oh my gosh, I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, I would recommend the Super Nintendo version over the other ones because it's just more... the music's better, the music is better, but if you can't find it... Well, the graphics are also better, and it's a lot more approachable because they really wanted to make like a good experience for console. Because like the PC version is essentially a lot of menu doing and a lot of spreadsheeting in a way. Like,
oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
it is a Koei game from that era, so we already know where that goes.
I'm gonna have to give that a shot though. I love Aerobiz. Like, and you showing it off just brought back so many memories from my childhood. It was great. Now you list your favorite food as poutine.
Yeah. I am offensively French Canadian.
Well, let's go ahead and try to keep the offensive part out of here because we are just about to race here. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Of course.
So, are you two ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right. Well, feel free to start when I finish the countdown. I'm starting right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you might just have to hit start to get out of this dorky beginning cutscene, or
there it is.
It is.
Oh,
if it behaves.
Oh, I see.
Is it working for you?
It is very working.
It is not working.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and head to a break real quick, and we will go ahead and get this fixed, and we will do a countdown again. Thank you for your patience, everybody. We're back, and hopefully all of the controllers are working. Just thumped them against the desk a little bit. I think we're good. So, you two ready to begin again?
Yep.
I was good, so we're good.
Wow. I was good, so we're good. I see how it is, Hat Man. Okay, we're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, I hear the music already. Welcome to Lester the Unlikely, a game all about this nerdy boy who got stranded on an island. And now we get to see the players figure out how to actually control Lester, which honestly can become a little bit difficult. So, here, Time Splitter on the left, Stream Hatman on the right. Oh, what are we getting right now? I see that you're both walking really slow right now. I love that hunch, though.
No way.
Honestly, though, he's dressed like I like to dress every day. Maybe more with pajama pants than jeans, you know. Jeans are nice.
All right, got it.
Okay, yeah, so what did you get there?
I got onto the ledge.
Yeah, as it turns out, I'll definitely talk about the mechanics a little bit more, but Lester is fragile. In fact, I think Bubsy could probably kick his butt.
Oh, that's sad.
Which is a bad sign for Lester. So, question here. Have you two played very many Super Nintendo platformers? I know Stream Hatman has played some, especially over on my channel doing some of the races. I love to give NES and Super Nintendo platformers when I make people play games.
I've played a lot of platformers when I was a kid, mostly. My favorite one being Donkey Kong, so I have that one.
Oh, like Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played 1 and 2. I played so much of those. And those were definitely like the gold standard when it came to platformers, I'd say. You're having a hard time picking up this canteen, it looks like. And I believe that the game actually has a limit for how much health you're able to carry. So you may be at full health.
Yeah, I just noticed the health icon up there.
Yeah. For those who are wondering, the HUD up there, the scared face, that's the number of lives that you have.
Nope. Bad turtle.
The circles with the X's, those are canteens. Technically. Ooh, you fell. That's okay. Trying to kick the rock. Yeah, the main difficulty when you're starting out with this game is figuring out how to actually control Lester and get him to do what you want. Oh, that run cycle. It's so good. Yeah, with that said, we're off to a pretty quick start here, and I didn't really provide too much information other than giving you the basic controls. So you've got the gist of more or less how to get through, and there we go, time getting through level 1. Hatman trying to figure out what to do with this rock specifically, and you're getting there. Oh no, time! Not the spikes! Okay, so question for both of you. Are you getting any vibes like with this game that it's like any other game? Have you played anything that feels a little bit like this?
I can't say what it is because I don't remember.
But you don't remember.
It was probably during Akusa Grande, but I don't remember what it would have been.
And their time getting the first game over of the stream, that is completely fine. But that's something to note as well, that you do have limited continues. And so early on, it's actually completely fine to die quite a few times as you're experimenting. And probably during the last half hour of the match, when you have limited continues, that's when you really want to make a push. I've talked about this tons, Hat Man. I know that you have a little experience like trying to like move from figuring out to actually making your best push. Yeah. So what in general do you think is important for you to learn in the beginning of playing a game for the first time?
Well, the first thing I think is how much the game lets you get away with. Because I don't know if you saw the jump I just did. I was clearly off the platform before I jumped, and it just let me do it. So
yeah, you have a little coyote time in this game. Super Nintendo games were a little bit like flip of the coin whether or not you're going to have coyote time, but this, yes, you would definitely have a little extra time running off of a ledge before you'll start falling down. So good. The game is a little bit forgiving in that way. What about you, Time? What are you noticing here that you're having to focus on? Because you're making more progress now. You're doing good. And honestly, it's about tied between you two.
Yeah, what I'm noticing is mostly like how I have to position myself. Uh-oh. I'll take that.
Take that, Turtle.
But
you're
yeah,
having
no,
a hard
it's
time picking stuff up there.
Yeah, positioning is what I'm noticing a lot for me. Because I've just remembered now I can actually dash.
Yeah, there is the dash. Positioning is really important. And speaking of that, I'd say that for those who are watching, this game definitely looks goofy, but its origins really stem a lot with the easiest way to think about this game is that this is Prince of Persia with a nerd.
Oh no.
And like the way that you control is a lot closer to that. So, almost a little bit grid-based the way that you move here, lining up with ledges, putting in specific button combinations in order to climb. All of your inputs are a little bit delayed if you're not running. It's actually very responsive when you're running to input the jump, but everything else that you do, because there's animations with it, you have to do a lot of timing to get it just right. I love that chat is pointing out that they love the graphics. Here's the deal, like Lester the Unlikely, I feel like it came out about 2 decades too early. Seriously, in the 90s, would anybody have wanted to play this? I'd say no.
I probably wouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I'd see this in Blockbuster and be like, let's go with something else, Actually, before that, I got my games at Radio Shack. Like, our local Radio Shack actually had video game rental. It's... Oh, good duck there, Time. And it looks like both of you have made it to the cave level. Very nice. I'm going to give you both 10 points. You're both doing fantastic so far, like making this much progress. We're definitely going to see some game overs.
Oh, no.
The bats got ya!
Yeah, they sure did. I had a feeling they would.
I love that chat is saying that they Lemon Carrots in chat, one of our mods, says that they would have been 8 when this came out. They would have played it and they would have gotten it at Sears. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. But no, we got most of our games at Radio Shack when I was young, and just it was nifty that they had the rental program, and specifically they were cheaper than other places. Their selection wasn't as good, but they were cheaper.
I was about to ask if I can pick up the rock again. Yeah, I can. Nice.
Yeah. It's convenient that some of the items in this game you can definitely pick up more than once, but you're also going to have to start dealing with another issue, which is a little bit of the inventory management. There we go. Time, you got the canteen. What's the combination of buttons in order to pick things up?
It's just one button, and it's on my controller. It's X. I'm using
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Still learning. Let's go. Let's keep at it.
Yeah, I do see X is to pick up, place, or use an item, and also to swing sword. So this actually does become Prince of Persia is what I'm seeing here. My gosh, this music. So let me go ahead and tell you all a little bit of the story here. I'm reading from the manual. One day, Lester was walking through Seaport City's loading docks reading the new issue of his favorite comic, Super Duper Hero Squad. Feeling a little tired from playing video games late the night before, he looked around for a comfortable place to finish his comic. Without thinking, Lester stretched out on a pallet that was ready for loading onto a nearby freighter and fell asleep. Boy, did he pick a bad place to take a nap. That's the story. Lester got tired because he was up too late playing video games, fell asleep on a pallet, got loaded into a boat, and now you are here on this island just trying to survive. And one thing that I actually find really charming about this game, you'll note that Lester looks very dorky and is going to look very dorky for a long time here, but you will start noticing some changes in the animations, and I think that the graphical representation of the character arc, while it's not the most interesting character arc, it's actually a really good attention to detail for the Super Nintendo era. However, I also do I don't know. I have bizarre enough dreams that waking up and being on an island, that wouldn't really be shocking. I'd be like, okay, just another dream. We're good.
Would you say that you have weird dreams?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how that jump worked.
As long as you made it, you made it.
Yeah.
Chat, we actually had a game called Weird Dreams on the Grudge Match a while ago, and let me tell you, that was during our, I think it was my Halloween 6-hour special on Grudge Match, and oh boy, that was a lot of fun. Everybody, I used to speedrun Weird Dreams. That is an experience and a half if you have never played it. Oh no, chat is remembering Weird Dreams. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry at all.
Now, with that said, you two, I believe that, are you friends in real life? Or are you online friends? How did you meet?
You want to cover this one, or?
Oh yeah, we actually met at work. We worked at the same place before.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're pretty much like workplace friends and stuff. And we kept in touch afterwards.
That's cool. Okay, workplace friends, after leaving work, kept in touch. Do you have any grudges? This is Grudge Match. We got to figure out what you two are angry about and what you're settling here.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to be settling anything, but I'm pretty sure that I told him that, hey, we want to do this, and he said yes. And I'm pretty sure that they'll tell me I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a grudge that's going to develop after this game.
The grudge is this game. Oh, geez.
I was just up for a fight.
Let's get back up.
Sometimes Grudge Match is all about causing or resolving grudges. Maybe today it's about creating grudges between you two. Okay. Honestly, though, you two are pretty equal when it comes to the level. It's just unfortunately those bats plaguing time. That's another death right there. But Stream Hat Man is on to the second area of the cave here. Everybody, welcome to Pain. Honestly, this cave, I think, is the first major wall in the game, just figuring out where to go and what to do. I'm not going to spoil. You'll figure out. You'll figure it out. I mean, this is a puzzle platformer / Prince of Persia, like, you know? It's all about, like, putting the pieces of the puzzle together and getting to where you need to go. Oh, his walk cycle is so good, though. His run cycle is so... His everything cycle is perfect, you know?
You know, for a nerd, he's got some pretty good arm strength.
Honestly, yeah. Well, there are a lot of strong nerds. Hey, strong nerds in chat.
Yeah, strong nerds in chat.
I see it.
Manifest.
Go ahead. Represent. Yeah. I would say that I am not a strong nerd. I cannot do pull-ups. I am kind of... Yeah, I need to lose some weight. And that's okay. Like, I'm happy with how I am right now, but also I would be fine losing a little bit. Okay. Novasol in
Whoops.
chat. Novasol, just because I made you play Weird Dreams doesn't mean that you get to brag about yourself, okay? I do love interacting with chat, so it's good to see everybody here. Somebody played rugby? Oh my gosh.
Oops.
Okay, I would say that if you are a rugby player in chat, I'm already intimidated by you. Do you two play any sports?
I
no, not anymore.
don't actually.
Sorry, what was that time?
I don't, but I used to play soccer when I was a kid.
Okay, I also did, but I don't know if it was necessarily by choice. That sounds terrible. It's like,
No,
don't
I
play
get
soccer,
that.
child.
I get that. Mine wasn't by choice either.
I was afraid of the ball. It was like, okay, y'all, if you've ever watched Home Movies, the show, and Coach McGurk trying to get the kids to actually, like, play soccer, I was one of those kids. I would probably run away from the ball more than run in order to try to get the ball. I didn't want to get hurt. Pain hurt.
I wasn't the goals, and I was bored, so I was just looking at bugs.
You just look at bugs. I feel like every kid who played soccer, they have like no memories of any actual matches and just like all of the other stuff that happened during soccer games. I like the popsicles after the soccer matches. Those were good. Choir is a good sport. Chat, I feel like you don't know what a sport is. Choir is not a sport. I was in choir. Definitely not a sport.
Aha.
Oh, it looks like Catman has found a treasure chest with rubies in there. Very nice.
And I think I've seen where it goes, so now it's just to get there without dying.
Now, I've got a quiz question for you, too. I'll give 5 points to whoever answers this first. Just make a buzzing noise, I guess. We're doing this on the fly, okay? Which ones are the ones that hang from cave ceilings? Stalagmites or stalactites?
I used to know that answer.
You gotta buzz in.
That's why I'm not answering.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna buzz. Bzz.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna say stalactite. That's just a guess. But I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Yeah, 5 points. You get 5 points. Yeah. my favorite way to remember is that stalagmites might hang from the ceiling, but they don't.
Well, that's actually a smart way to remember it.
No, the smarter way is to say stalactites hang tight.
Actually makes more sense.
What? Yeah, like my uncle would always tell us the dumb way because I've got like an OG memester nerd uncle, okay, who now like I guess he was a programmer. I guess he still is a programmer, and he moved over to Peru, but still, like, I'm sure he's like one of the wealthy uncles who probably doesn't need to work, but he still works because he just loves programming, and that was his favorite thing to tell us, that stalagmites might hang from the ceiling, but they don't. With that said, it looks like Stream Hatman has figured out the puzzle for the cave and made it to the next level. This is where you'll start finding a few more death traps awaiting Lester.
You mean like this one? Because it looks like one.
That can't be a death trap, right?
Right.
Right?
Actually, it's not. Huh.
See, I told you it wasn't a death trap.
Because, I mean, I saw a different sprite. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I would have been like, I think that being skeptical is a good move. So here's the deal, everybody. When you are playing a game in a blind race, one very important thing to think about is, how fast do I need to go in order to race against somebody else? Is it an important thing for me to go quickly? Or is this something that I can take a little bit more time on in order to be careful? And with this game, there is no timer. And because of that, you actually are able to go a little bit slower than you would in some other traditional games. So that's an important thing. In speedruns, obviously, you don't want to dilly-dally, but when you're doing a first-time race, staying alive is often more important than going as fast as possible. And because this game is kind of a puzzle platformer with limited continues, it actually is pretty punishing if you do get a game over. With that said, you two have already learned the first few levels, and if you do have to play through them, it'll probably only take, 4 or 5 minutes to get through them again. Like, you'll get back to where you are relatively quickly. And I do expect probably 1 or 2 game overs from each of you. Probably just 1, actually. So, yeah, that's something that I definitely recommend whenever people go into a race. Both of you, by the way, avoided one of the big death traps by knocking the statues over. You have avoided death in that specific area. Good job. Of course, you're going through the idea of just maybe you need to interact with everything that you see, and you're both being very smart about how you're progressing through this game. I really think that this is great. Now, it looks like Stream Hatman has beaten the level and figured out the trick to get through there. And now welcome to your nightmares. Actually, Lester's nightmares. Oh, he is terrified of this place. What's happening here?
What's happening is I fell into fire.
Oh, he is so dead. Yeah. In the earlier stages, by the way, Lester sometimes just will not move when you want him to, usually in order to accentuate the fact that he's afraid.
I knew that would happen, and yet...
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time, meanwhile, I know that Hatman figured out the little bit of the puzzle in the final, Paradise Island area here. Time, on the other hand, died to the final obstacle, and there is a reason, and I think you're going to be able to figure it out. Like, what's on your mind right now, Time, about what you need to do?
I saw that big slab on the ground, and I just remembered maybe I could have interacted with that.
Okay.
That's my guess, at least.
Okay, gotcha. I actually, now that I'm wondering a little bit. Okay, I'll just go ahead and let you keep doing your thing, because that's how games go. I won't spoil too much, but I like that you're thinking about puzzles right now and thinking, what is this slab thingy? You're on the right track. Now, Hatman.
Yeah.
I feel like Lester is probably in his worst nightmares at this moment. This is just like a huge step up from everything else. Uh-oh. What does this guy want? Okay. If you drop the skull of my rivals, Bonga and Tamango, into the fire, I will let you pass. Drop my skull into the fire, and I will send you after it. Okay. So that's the question. Which two skulls do you need to drop into the fire?
Well, this one's got one eye socket, so I'm going to drop that one.
Okay.
That was correct.
And Time has a full game over. That is completely something that happens.
And now to 50-50. Yep. That was the wrong one.
Oh, 50-50 gotcha.
Yep, that was the wrong one.
There is a way to actually know, but you'll figure it out.
I mean... You know what? Let's lab this out. I mean, I'm gonna ask continue.
Okay.
We're still relatively early in it. So.
Yeah, I'm looking. Right now, we're at the 25-minute mark. I think that getting a full game over at this point, you're still going to have plenty of time to get back to where you were. Usually after the half-hour mark is when I recommend, okay, now it's time to gear up for your final attempt.
I mean, I'm not going to get the lab much if I keep doing this.
I mean, yeah, falling into the fire, You're right. That's not a good... Like, we already know fire hurts.
I see it.
Okay, there we go. I was thinking let's put the puzzle pieces together, and you'll have to see how it goes. Well, everybody, we are probably going to see a lot of replay, the players going through the early levels that they had before, and that is completely fine. I want to get to know you two a little bit better, though.
I want to file a complaint.
What happened?
Okay, so essentially, I fell into the ground.
Okay.
That's about it.
Quicksand.
It's not even quicksand. I expect quicksand somewhere
dirt.
in this game. Just
quick rock.
Yeah,
I don't know. But there we go. Both of the players back to level 1, and this is completely what I expect. Now, the way that I judge who has made the most progress is based off of who made the high watermark when they were making their best attempt. And right now, Catman is looking to be in the lead, but Time actually has a little bit of a time advantage due to doing the replay of these early levels first. Of course, that probably won't matter too much when you get back to where you were before, because the wall, again, in knowledge and figuring out what you're supposed to do at that point is always a little bit of a challenge to get through. But yeah, let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about you two, because I I've talked to both of you, but I really don't know too much about who you are. So, let's go ahead and go with Hatman first and distract him for a bit. Hatman, what can I ask? Like, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you love? What do you want to tell everybody about yourself?
I mean, this is gonna be extremely cliche, but I do a lot of video games actually. As in,
Okay.
like, I wish I could say like, oh, I have an actually I say actually interesting, but I mean, video games are interesting. Otherwise, we would not be here. But more specifically, like, I accidentally got into video game QA. Was it? It's actually more than 10 years ago now.
Really? Accidentally? How do you accidentally get into QA? I want to accidentally do that. Hey, everybody.
So essentially, what happened there is, I was just looking for a job, and
Okay.
since we're both in I don't think I'm overstepping my bounds saying we're both in Montreal here. There's a lot of video games here, and at the time there was a lot of outsourcing companies. So getting a foot in the door wasn't too bad, and then I just kept getting work because usually at outsourcing companies you don't necessarily get consistent work. It's just a thing that happens. So okay, that turtle just turned around. I'm not okay with that. That's me.
Dang turtles. Yeah, turtles, go away. Come on. Having babies on the shore and then making them crawl all the way to the sea. What's up with that? Come on, sea turtles. Those don't even look like sea turtles. They got brown shells. Sea turtles got green shells.
Anyway.
This is just normal turtle.
Yeah.
Okay, so you accidentally got into video game dev and did that for, you said 10 years or so? Do you still do that?
No. No, I changed I'm still in video game development, but now I work as a designer. Now I work as a designer.
Oh, cool. Are you able to talk about anything that you had worked on before?
Well, I mean, I could, but it's mostly because I don't necessarily want to for obviously NDA reasons.
Okay.
But the best way I can put this is, if you know my real name, I'm very easily searchable on mobile games.
Ah, cool. Maybe I'll have to. Maybe I'll have to talk to you sometime off stream. And I'm good at keeping secrets.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, it's been so like I've been at the same company I'm not at the same company anymore, obviously, but I've been at the same company for so long that I don't think I've worked on anything recent outside of like a live service, certain live service game that I'm currently on.
Ooh, okay.
I haven't worked on anything.
Run!
I haven't worked on anything recent since then. So.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's okay. And I like to ask questions and feel free to say, nah, I don't want to talk about that. That is completely unacceptable answer. No, I don't want to. Now, what about Time over here? Can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, the way I got my job in QA, because I also work in QA.
Yeah.
And the way I got that was also by coincidence, actually. But this one was from a convention party there was a Halloween party related to another convention that happens in August.
Okay.
And I happened to meet some guy that happened to like the same games I did, and we just chatted and just recommended I work there, and I just applied, got the job, and I've been doing this for more than 10 years.
That's so cool. It's amazing how much talking to the right person and making friends can open a lot of doors for you. And I think that professional development is important, but also being a decent person, that goes a long way when it comes to trying to get work somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's also fun to just meet new people and chat and stuff, especially if you have interests that align. Makes for fun conversations.
Yeah. Well, with that said, like if you do work in QA, since both of you have done QA, do you have any QA notes for the developers of Lester the Unlikely so far?
Surprisingly enough, this does function relatively well.
Okay.
Like, this holds up. I think I tossed my rock into the nowhere, so I need to find another one. But yeah,
You know
this works pretty good. Like, I'm not like I haven't seen anything like that would be egregious. Like yeah, the controls are not superb, but that's just especially with the tools they had back then. Like, that's pretty fine. The only thing that I would say is just like, well, the premise will probably not attract as much people as they think it will. But that's just, that's just the way it is. Like, they wanted to make this game, so I'm not gonna say, yeah, don't, because that's not my job. That would not be my job.
Again, I think if somebody published this like today, it would have been more popular than when it was published back.
Oh, absolutely.
What year was this?
Oh,
94?
Honestly, like, with the stuff I've heard about this, pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Producer, give both of our wonderful QA friends 20 points. They deserve it because honestly, QA does not get enough love as they should. I've only been credited as additional QA for one project, and that was very little volunteer work. Unfortunately, there aren't as many video games being made in rural Utah as Montreal. So, but maybe one day all of the rural Utah developers will come to me and we'll figure something out.
I mean, you've got experience with seeing a variety of games break in ways that are probably unexpected these days. So,
I mean, I've hosted. What is the count over for the bad video game tournament that I run? They have a list of all known games that have been given out, and I believe it is up to. Let me scroll down. Let's see, 1800, 1826 different games. So I've definitely watched a lot of different games, and I have a lot of notes that I can give out, and most of those are not considered good games per se. So yeah, I've got a library of knowledge of various games, okay? Not that I'm necessarily good at playing them, but
I forgot I didn't have a rock.
No, you need your rock.
I do need my rock.
Yeah. By the way, Chad is making a note here that they didn't know. Some of the people who have played this before didn't know that you could zoom or scroll the camera up or down. How do you do that in this game?
The shoulder buttons. LR.
Yeah,
LR. So
it's actually pretty convenient. You don't have to like stop and move the camera. You can do it on the fly, sort of.
You can, because it didn't work for me.
Well,
Oh yeah, I don't have a rock. I'm gonna skip that.
okay, so you said that like the premise, that would be your note about things that should be changed. Time, do you have any QA notes for this game? Come on, we need some competition.
I think the premise is fine, honestly. Like, it's really, I was just gonna say it's like relatable for the times, I guess. Oh,
there we
dropped
go.
all my
Yeah.
stuff here.
Yeah. Okay, you say the premise is fine. There we go. Nerd doing nerd things. I would probably. I think that there's a way to make it a little bit more appealing. I mean, the cover art for this shows him like swinging on a vine and carrying a girl, and I'll say that this game hasn't aged the best in certain ways. I don't think we're going to make it that far, but I will definitely let you know that this game, while sort of standard for the 90s, would need some things changed today. if it got re-released. But okay, the premise would be okay. Well, how do you make it appeal to people then? What do you do?
That's a problem because, like me personally, when I'm testing and everything, I'm looking at mostly the gameplay specifically. So when it comes to story stuff, I'm pretty hands off usually.
Okay. Oh. Okay, that's fine. And actually, like that's sort of one of my thoughts that you can usually make people who are doing stories and writing. You can usually work to make them shine. And a lot of people critique plots when it honestly like. You can make any plot work, or almost any plot work. There are a few out there that, no. But, hey, Time, it looks like you may have found something.
Yeah, I think I noticed a spot I didn't check earlier.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were keeping an eye out for areas that you hadn't gone to before, because that is an essential thing. And that's something that I want to also say for this game, that while you can miss items in the game as you're playing through it, it still sort of gives enough visual indications to, like, at least hint that, hey, you know, this is somewhere that you can go and there's possibly something useful there. So there you go. You're on to this level. Enjoy.
Oh, fire.
I
And
love
ghosts.
the music here. I love
it's pretty
everything
good.
here.
It's not a hot jam. It's a good jam.
I'm enjoying
It's
it.
got good drums. Got the hand trying to grab you.
Oh,
Oh! Oh! And this is, like, honestly, I'd say that for control-wise and actually being able to predict making jumps, that the fire level might be one of the more frustrating ones and possibly could have used a little bit of refinement.
yeah.
I'm not going to
Definitely.
disagree.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the hand gotcha!
Just at the moment I was going to jump too.
Oh, yeah, that's life. Those hands, they're going to get you. Yeah, I still kind of like how unwieldy this level is in some ways. But because Lester kind of controls, again, more like Prince of Persia, where, you know, everything is a little bit delayed when you're jumping, when you're moving. It works well in sort of a puzzle platformer section, but trying to actually react to stuff is much more difficult. And this level shows that. It shows that it could have used a little bit more refinement. But at the same time, like, story-wise, Lester is still kind of afraid of everything. And you're going to see, I think, after this level, that is going to change some. We'll have to see, though.
Can we make it past this level? That is the question. I'm pretty sure we can, but it's just, yeah.
Okay, and here we go. I have a test for you, stranger. In front of you are the skulls of Watuka. If you drop the skulls of my evil rivals.
I disagree with that hand.
Oh. Yeah, maybe they could have chosen different names. Into the fire, I will let you pass. Drop my skull into the fire, and I will send you after it. Yeah, he's angry, so... the big question is, which skulls are the right ones to drop in there?
I keep making that
that's
mistake. I need to stop making that
a
mistake.
guess, and that was a bad guess.
He gotcha. So everybody, I am not talking right now about the solution because these two players are, you know, this is the first time that they've played the game. And because of that, they're still putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And honestly, one of them may know the solution while the other one doesn't. So the big question is, will both of them be able to put it together well? This is sort of the excitement that I have when it comes to racing games like this, you know, who is going to figure out the individual pieces of the puzzle, and who is going to get past this platforming nightmare with these ghosty hands just plaguing you. Holy crap. Somebody in chat is saying process of elimination, right? And I'm going to go ahead and say no. Not process of elimination, because if so, I believe that the answer does change, possibly upon a hard reset of the game, possibly upon going back or going back to the title screen, but I'm not completely sure. I do think that both of the players technically have the same solution this time. And so let's see. Hatman is through. You have chosen wisely, just like they said in Indiana Jones, you know? I like that you're being careful. Towards the end, you're like, I don't want to accidentally die.
I mean...
Okay. Here we go. You're just casually strolling into someone's hut. I can't believe this.
I mean, there's a gourd there. It's good information to have.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
All right, what's in here? Maybe there's someone. I mean, there's smoke.
Where there's smoke,
nope.
There's someone throwing a spear at you.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone in there.
Okay, so here we go. Skull number 1 into the fire for time.
Nope, I don't want to deal with that. You can just leave.
Oh, okay, that wasn't the right one.
Oh no, Lester, no! Well, we all know that Hatman has passed that level, and so, you know, if time talks about it as we go... Oh, geez, the fire.
Those
I
platforms.
hate it when the ground that I'm standing on collapses into flames, you know, very common problem.
And you can't just get off
Actually,
of it
up
either.
in Yellowstone. Yeah, like...
oh, no!
Not only that, but Lester sometimes just keeps sliding. Oh no, a full game over.
Well, speaking of sliding, that's exactly what happened at the end.
Yeah.
I slid right off the edge.
It's kind of frustrating having to deal with this. Hatman, meanwhile, is trying to deal with some of the platforming here. And I think at this point in the game, you start to see a few more of the flaws coming through. That, like, a lot of stuff just is... It's good ideas, but it starts to get a little imprecise and a little bit difficult to do what you need to do. And like some things are way too precise compared to what they should be.
I had a pretty good idea of what I needed to do here. The problem is I was sure I might have just like...
pushed that too far.
Yeah.
I think you may have... Let's see how this works. I just love, like, you casually, like, almost grabbing, like, hitting the button in order to grab something in the air. That's something with this game as well, is that, like, it's hard to remember all of the different inputs and get them all consistently the way that you want them. You know, after playing this for quite a while, it actually starts getting fairly frustrating, especially in later levels. Like, you're doing well, Hatman, but that's just Lester the Unlikely for you. And, like, that's one of my notes for the developers. So if the developers put out a version 2, you know, maybe consider making that jump a little easier. Oh, there we go. Hi, my name's Lester. There we go, the island's leader. Yeah, what a coincidence. I've been looking for my father. Okay. Blah, 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 friendly person. It's great that she just speaks English.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, very convenient and...
Also good on the developers that, you know, she can speak English.
Like, they didn't... oh my gosh, if they would have given her an accent, that would have been terrible. Sure, they put her in a bikini, just standing outside randomly, and it's sort of like, hey, Lester, guess what? You might get a kiss. Yeah, that's a little bit aged. Sort of content-wise. It's not exact, like, yeah, we're in the year 2023, but for the 90s, having a nerd who manages to sort of be the hero, that's very rare in video games at that time.
It was a big deal or something like that.
What's that?
It was kind of a big deal, I guess, for nerds back then.
Well, I mean, like...
Speaking like I'm not
the stream
one.
Hatman, I'm really excited to see you do this because this part is fun. Okay, so for those who are unaware, Hatman is currently in jail and is trying to figure out what to do while in jail. And there are... Yeah, you'll figure it out. You're going to be here for a while. This was indeed a game that was in GDQ before, and I think that, like, making a heroic story out of this nerdy boy who, like, gets braver and, like, lives out an adventure, like, this if this were an anime, I would be all over this, okay? Is there a Lester the Unlikely anime out there where a nerd becomes a hero instead of a nerd becoming Light Yagami, because he's kind of a jerk?
He kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We have points in this show, and I haven't been giving anyone points.
Okay, full game over.
Another full game over. That's completely fine. Both of you are racing to get back to where you were. There's still enough time that both of you can make better pushes.
Oh, yeah.
In this. Hatman, I'll go ahead and give you 10 points for getting to jail first. I like jail. I mean, in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a sentence.
Yeah, it's a very interesting puzzle, and I am absolutely not surprised that you got a game over there. Yeah. With that said, I'm trying to think, do any of you know... Actually, I'll give points. Can you name any other games that sort of star a nerdy or a dorky character who sort of has a little bit of that character arc where they become stronger? I want to talk about the genre because it exists. It's not super common, but it exists. I've got a few games on my mind.
I mean, I probably should have a few games on my mind because I know I've played some of these. But I'm drawing a blank. Maybe it's because I'm trying to, like, concentrating on getting back to where I am. Even though, like, this is the first level. This is easy.
And chat, if you bring up stuff, I will give you secret chat points, okay? You can't see them on the stream, but I'll go ahead and let you know. Okay. What about you, Time? Do you know of any games that sort of follow that type of story?
Actually, I don't. I don't think I do. Because my first thought was like, okay, well, I don't think Comic Zone counts. Doesn't look...
No, I don't think that
he's not a nerd.
Ooh.
I mean, he draws comics, yeah, but, like...
But
I think Sketch is more meant to be, like, the Image Comics type of artist.
That's why I was like, I don't think it counts.
And I think that we've got a very good first contender in chat with Day of the Tentacle.
Yes.
That is
you're right.
Very much a nerd hero story.
You can include
one
the
that
original
was widely successful.
Maniac Mansion as well, because...
Yeah, I loved having the nerd. He could do so much.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I should have thought of that because I actually did QA on that game. On the remake.
Wait, you did QA on that?
On the remaster.
On the remaster, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm fanboying now. I'm pretty sure that's cool.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think my name's in the credits on that one too. I'd have to check.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, you two worked on a nerd game and you didn't even realize it. Good job.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was to be fair, I was on it for like a week and a half, and they still put my name in it. Like, I don't know why, but I'm glad they did.
A week and a half is a week and a half. You know, slap that name in there. Bam.
Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely.
guess-
Credit your QA. Always credit your QA.
Always.
Yes. All QA deserves credit. Okay. One thing. Here's the deal. I did a little additional QA for a friend of the bad game community, Slow Beef, who is
Slow Beef released that
Let's
game a while
Player.
back, yeah.
He made a horror game, and I did a little testing right before it released, and he put my name in the credits. But he also put a credit for like literally every individual asset and the creator of every asset that's in the game, whether he had to or not. He did. And I just think that's amazing. Like, honestly, everything that you see in the game, you can go and find and like know who worked on what. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's in my opinion. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. A lot of people, by the way, are bringing up games that are based off of other media, and I'd say that somewhat counts.
Yeah.
By the way, Stream Hatman, I'm giving you 5 points for saying Maniac Mansion because you brought that up after Day of the Tentacle, even though it's like the same sort of thing. Yeah, I'll give you 5 points for that.
It's
like,
playable in Day of the Tentacle, so
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever. I need an excuse to give points. I do see people bringing up games that are based off of different media, like Beautiful Joe, possibly Toxic Avenger. Let's see. Spider-Man, obviously,
Yeah.
but Spider-Man was a comic long before the games.
I mean, in theory, you could technically also say Fantastic Four, the PSX beat 'em up, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mr. Fantastic is a nerd.
I think there are a few Fantastic Four games. I gotta be honest here.
Yeah, there's some based on the movies, which why? But I know, but the reason I was thinking of the PlayStation 1 is because it's pretty up there in terms of jank.
Yeah. I feel like I've actually seen that game. I think we had it on Kusa Grande
Most
once.
likely,
and,
yeah.
If I'm thinking of the one that you're talking about, yeah, that game. Oh, there are some good faces in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely should check it out. Other thing, like some people brought up other games like Commander Keen, and Commander Keen definitely was a nerdy kid who just like was trying to get out of his room at night and went on a full adventure. I would say that. I saw chat mention Daydreaming Davy, and that's sort of the first thing that popped into mind when I was bringing up that question. Chat, you're earning like 15, 20 points. You're doing so good here.
I mean, it would be Daydreaming Davy that you would think about first. Like, that is a Brosentia game right there.
I mean, okay, you know Corn Dan, who was on the previous match?
I am familiar with the Dan of Corn, yes.
That's the first game that he ever raced. At least in the bad video game community. That was his first game. And then he started speedrunning it. And then I think I ruined him. This is how we do it. We find something that is going to suck you in, and yeah.
I mean, I didn't get the game that would actually suck me in. I think until I want to say the third Kusa Grande tournament. Which one was it that
possibly
you did the edit for? Franco.
Chat, there's a game called Franco that is definitely there's too many swears for me to be like too many swears for GDQ, and so we went and edited all the sound files so that it was just Toad from Mario Party. Yeah,
there were some other references,
good.
but we know we didn't get that far in the match.
Mean, there was Bubsy. I think there might have even been Lester in it. Like there were a lot.
There was Jigglypuff as well, but again, let's not get too much into that one.
Fine. Okay, yeah, we're on to the final stretch here, and honestly, I don't think either of you is really going to quite like. time might make it back to where he had made it before. Still, this is the way that you should be playing in a match like this. Even if you don't think that you can get back to where you were before, just keep trying, try to do it. You never know if you're you're suddenly going to do a level better than you had done before, faster than you had done before. Heck, we've had people suddenly find a wrong warp towards the end of a race, and in my rules, if we don't explicitly ban something beforehand, then it goes. And we have had people win via final minute. Suddenly the game had a very strange glitch and insta-killed a boss, and well, there you go. They won. In my opinion, I love to see last minute comebacks. So you always push and always try to get back to where you were before. So even though this may feel like it's a little bit of a slow, not very big anticlimactic conclusion to the match here, at the same time, they are playing this right. Is the way that I would say, everybody. And
obviously,
honestly,
I don't know at what point time actually is, but there is definitely a point where they could just push through and find the solution to the puzzle that I was stuck on, and
yeah,
that's it. They just won.
You didn't make it too far after that. Oh, you just walked into the ground. Okay,
I
that's
clipped
another
through
QA
it.
note that I don't like that.
Yeah, I would definitely
walking to the
bug
ground
that.
was not a great feeling when it happened to me. I can tell you that much.
Now, there's a very big possibility that was flagged as a quote-unquote problem, and development doesn't always get to address everything that is a problem. And honestly, even if you do flag it as a problem, perhaps that's not necessarily a problem. It's just good to be able to sort of blanket share all of your notes with the developers. And then the developers can be like, okay, is this a priority or not? And I'd say, I would flag that, but it might not be a development priority. With that said, it looks like we have hit the hour, everybody. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for the commentary there, Lester. Glad that you were able to chime in there. 1 hour match is done between our players Time Splitter and Stream Hatman, and Stream Hatman made the most progress, actually made about another level of progress through the stage, managing to find the girl and then getting thrown in jail. That's about
Let's try something
the
out.
most progress. What's that?
You can't outrace it. I want it to fall into the fire.
I'm glad that you tried, because I would have been very curious as well. Well, with that said, you are very definitely the victor here. Stream Hatman, want to take us to the title so that we can have some music while we're doing our outro today? I would love to hear the title theme here. With that said, Time Splitter, Stream Hatman has been doing races for several years now, and is a seasoned veteran. I'm glad that he invited you as a friend to your first match, and heck, being on a stage over here in front of a couple thousand people, that's pretty brave of you. I feel like you maybe have grown as much as Lester has here. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So do you stream on Twitch?
Currently, I don't.
Okay.
But Forge of Fiesta is coming up, and I was actually planning on setting up for streaming those.
Okay.
And
I love watching those runs. It's a nice sort of casual thing for me to have on in the background and just enjoy. It's very enjoyable for me.
the way I was thinking of doing it this time, because last year I did a couple of runs. This year I was thinking of trying to go through each version of the game.
Ooh, how many versions are there?
As far as I'm aware, there's technically 4. There's the SNES, that's the same version as the PS1. There's also the GBA. There's the mobile game, the one that has the very smooth looking graphics. And there's a
Okay.
Pixel remaster.
Yeah, the Pixel remaster I still need to play through it. Maybe if I do 4-Job Fiesta, I might do the Pixel remaster.
I actually found a glitch in the mobile port of the game
I remember that.
last year or the year before. It's you can skip boss fights entirely.
What?
If the fight starts from being initiated in the overworld, you can just press the pause button and just skips it if you time it properly.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Did that get patched out or is it still there?
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, thank you so much, developers, for leaving that in. That's a fun little thing.
That's only on the mobile port, though, so you won't see that on the Pixel remaster, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I know that the mobile port had, like, I had a few criticisms about that, but at the same time, you know, like, there's still so much work that goes into that.
It's so nice.
Yeah, seriously, that would be a very interesting, different run of 4-Job Fiesta. Okay, well, great. So, Time Splitter, if everybody wants to catch some 4-Job Fiesta, head over there in about a week. That's when it starts, and that'll be a lot of fun. What about you, Stream Hatman? Are you streaming anything these days?
As I always say when you ask me this question, every Saturday morning I just do a very casual playthrough of the entirety of the Like a Dragon series, currently on 7. The idea is typically to do it on the hardest difficulty possible, available from a new file. So in the case of 7, well, that's just normal, because you can't do Legend or Hard outside of New Game Plus. And from there, it's pretty much like from 0 to 100% completion. Unlike other casual playthroughs usually, since to unlock Legend, typically you have to have finished the game. It is spoiler fest, so if you've played the games and you want to discuss the game, that's fine by me. And it's usually like from the Saturday morning to sometime in the afternoon, and it's just a chill thing. I used to do more stuff, but with the job and other interests, that kind of fell by the wayside. But hey, eventually, maybe I'll run out of game and I'll play something else. Who knows?
Sweet. Well, so we've got Yakuza Like a Dragon over on Stream Hatmans. We've got 4-Job Fiesta over with Time Splitter. Go and check them out. And honestly, Corndan and Sharfers as well. Everybody, remember, we have another show on the Hotfix tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure Going Places is happening tomorrow, and it's Pokemon Edition with Pokemon Go. We've got Pokemon Diamond Pearl, Pokemon Fire Red, and Leaf Green. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hop on by and enjoy some of the fun. Actually, I'm not sure Pokemon Go is something that they're doing. Maybe the title is just Pokemon Going Places. Diamond and Pearl, Fire Red, Leaf Green. It's going to be fun. I am Brosentia. I have been your host, and I will catch you all in a couple weeks. Feel free to join as well. I'm always looking for new players. You do not have to be experienced racing. In fact, it can be your first time, just like Time Splitter here. I welcome new and old racers alike to come and play the games that I get to give out. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.